Welcome back, Seth Bling here. Mojang just released the 13w03a snapshot, and it's got a few new features. And my favorite by far is the new stuff with command blocks. So you'll notice I've got a comparator coming out of the command block here, and it's outputting a signal. This is really, really cool. This is kind of revolutionary for map makers. Let me show you why. So in this command block, I've got a command. This is a new command in the snapshot. It's the test4 command. What it does is you give it some players to look for, and it'll tell you how many players there are by outputting that signal strength from the comparator. So here I'm looking for everyone within a radius of 3. So if I press the button, nothing's going to change here because there's one player within a radius of 3 of this command block. If I move back a little bit, I'm more than 3 blocks away, and there's nobody within radius of 3, and the comparator stops outputting anything. And so this is really, really flexible. Of course, you can use the X, Y, Z, so you could have like X equals 100, Y equals 30, 20, whatever, Z equals 10. And so you could actually detect if there's people within a sphere elsewhere, besides where the command block is. You can detect their minimum level, maximum level. Actually, that's maximum, then minimum. And so you can test how many people fit all of these criteria. So for instance, over here, I've got a command block that's looking for, basically runs a say command. So this comparator output thing doesn't just work for the test4 command. It works for any command that can succeed or fail. So the say command fails if, basically if there's nobody with the criteria here. So this criteria looks for anyone who has level equal to 4. So their minimum level is 4, their maximum level is 4, and then it says their names. So I'm level 4 right now. It's going to say my name, and the output is 1. If I give myself -1 level, now I'm level 3. You can see my level at the bottom. It's not going to be able to say anything because there's nobody with level 4, and the output's 0. So using this type of thing, off the top of my head, probably the best use I would come up for this particular feature is, with my Team Fortress map, I had control points with the Dust Bowl map. I had control points, and if people wanted to capture the point, they had to stand on a pressure plate. But now I could actually run a clock that tested if there were people with level 1 or 2, and I would have to label everybody on the attacking team with a level, but then I could test based on their level to see how many people were there. I could actually have the control points kind of move up, progress faster if there are more people from the attacking team on the control point. A lot of cool stuff. I'm really looking forward to playing around with this, and I think this is going to step up the map making community's game quite a bit. So that's cool. There's new block here. This is the dropper block. So I've got a bunch of items in here. This basically works exactly like a dispenser, except for things like arrows, eggs, splash potions, it doesn't actually shoot them, it just drops them on the ground. So this is basically the only way you can drop a splash potion or an arrow using a dispenser. So if you want to have, an auto gearing station that gears you up with arrows and splash potions and stuff, very useful. Also, if you have something with an inventory in front of it, it'll dispense it straight into the inventory. Huh, that's interesting. Oh, I put a trap chest. That's cool, actually. So every time I look in the trap chest, it's going to pull another item from this dropper. That's like a pretty cool feature, actually. That's completely unintended on my part, but that's a cool way to use it. Huh. Man, the things you discover with this stuff. Okay, so this is a hopper, minecart with a hopper in it. So it's kind of like a minecart with a chest in it. I honestly can't think of too many new uses for it that you couldn't do already with just moving a minecart with a chest around. Yeah, but I mean, it will probably make some things more compact. So this doesn't have anything in it right now. If I put a block of emerald in here, it's going to drop into the hopper. Now I have a detector rail here because I wanted to try an experiment. an activator rail. Activator rail, if you'll recall, provides power to the TNT in order to ignite it. I was thinking, well, what if we provide power to the hopper? Will that prevent it from taking in items? And the answer is no, it's still taking in the items. So that's kind of a shame. I don't know if we'll see that change. I would think that activator rail would act like a redstone source for any blocks that exist inside of inside of the minecart that would, you know, accept a redstone signal. Detector rails got a little improvements. If I put them, so we have, this is the hopper minecart. If I put a stack of emeralds in there, you'll notice the comparator coming off of this detector rail is now outputting 3. So this works just like a comparator coming out of a normal hopper. It's 1/5 full, so the signal strength is 1/5 of maximum. And yeah, so that's, if I take off half of those, it's going to drop down to 2. Pretty straightforward, but useful. This also works for any other, like a storage minecart or whatever. Okay, so this last one is just a bug fix, but I thought it's something really important, so I thought it was worth noting. So normally, you know, if you have source blocks and there's ground underneath them, so you have 2 source blocks next to a flowing water block and there's ground underneath it, it'll turn into a source block. Now, if you have a flowing water, or sorry, a source block here and a source block here, it'll actually turn these into source blocks too, which is basically awesome. It means when you have an ocean and you accidentally put a block on the top of the ocean, removing that block will just fix the ocean. It won't have that flowing water effect. So, and then I'm sure there's also some new devices that you can come up with that that allow you to fill up a much larger area with water source blocks a lot easier. So I thought that was worth mentioning. That's a pretty good bug fix. And but yeah, so that's pretty much what's up with the 13w03a snapshot. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing around with these new command blocks. We've never had a way to detect players with certain properties remotely. We could use, you know, as a map maker, we could use like mob spawners to detect if there was anybody within a certain range, but you couldn't detect how many or what level they were. This has a lot of applications for map making, so very cool. That's about it. Thanks for watching.